picture this. You're lying in bed, peacefully minding your own business, when a message pops up. Hey, what are you doing tonight? I really need a favor. 5 minutes later, you've agreed to help someone move furniture, watch their dog, and maybe donate a kidney. And as you're sweating and carrying a couch up 3 flights of stairs, your brain quietly whispers, wait, how did I end up here? That's the thing about manipulation. Most of the time, it doesn't feel like a villain in a movie. It feels like small moments where you say yes, when every cell in your body wanted to say no. In this video, we're going to talk about the sneaky ways people push, guilt, and sweet-talk us into doing things, and how to actually spot it. Let's start with one you've probably seen today. 1. The everyone else is doing it trick. Social comparison. You're at work. Someone says, well, Sarah stays late every day. She really cares about the team. Translation: if you don't stay late too, you must not care. This is social comparison in action. We judge ourselves by looking at other people, and manipulators know it. They'll say things like, my ex never had a problem with this. All the other parents let their kids go. Your coworker already sent me their part. Now you're not just making a decision. You're defending your worth. Why it works? Deep down, humans hate feeling like the lazy one, the selfish one, or the only one not doing it right. How to push back. Instead of arguing about the other person, bring it back to you. That might work for them. It doesn't work for me. I hear that, but I'm still not comfortable with it. Short, calm, boring. Manipulation hates boring answers. 2. Come on, it'll be fun. Pleasure induction. Ever notice how trouble almost always starts with, relax, it'll be fun? Your friend wants you to go out the night before a big exam. Your cousin wants you in on a totally safe business idea that sounds like a pyramid-shaped disaster. They sell you the pleasure, not the consequences. It'll be fun. You're gonna love it. Live a little. And to be fair, sometimes they're right. Sometimes it is fun. That's what makes this tactic tricky. The problem is when fun is used as a way to shut down your brain. You bring up a concern, and they wave it away like a fly. You're overthinking. Why are you being so serious? Don't be lame. If you feel rushed to ignore your own limits because the other person is hyping it up, that's a red flag. How to respond. Maybe it would be fun, but I still don't want to do it. You're allowed to choose boring safety over spicy regret. 3. The flirty shortcut. Charm and seduction. We all know that person. The smile. The compliments. The way they lean in when they ask for something. Suddenly you're agreeing to watch their dog, cover their shift, or lend them money. And your brain is like, well, they did say I have nice eyes. Charm isn't bad by itself. Being friendly, flirtatious, or charismatic is normal. It becomes manipulation when the kindness is a tool, not a real connection. Look for patterns like super sweet when they want something, cold when they don't, extra flirty right before asking for a favor, compliments that are glued to a request. You're the only one I trust with this. They're not just making you feel good. They're softening your no. How to protect yourself. Ask, if this person wasn't charming or cute, would I still say yes? If the answer is nope, you just caught the tactic. 4. I'm the worst person ever. Self-abasement or playing small. Here's a softer one. Instead of attacking you, they attack themselves. You call them out on something and they go, you're right. I'm a horrible friend. I ruin everything. You should just leave me. Now you feel guilty. Suddenly you're the one comforting them, apologizing. They get sympathy. The original issue magically disappears. This is self-abasement used as manipulation. It looks like humility, but it's actually a way to dodge responsibility and pull you back in. People also do this with jokes. They laugh and say, I'm trash. Classic me, always disappointing people. Sometimes it's genuine insecurity. Sometimes it's a fishing rod for reassurance. How to respond. You can care and hold the line. I'm not saying you're a terrible person, but what you did still hurt, and we need to talk about it. Compassion plus boundaries. That's the combo manipulative guilt hates. 5. The but you promised trap. Responsibility invocation. You agree to something when you're in a good mood. Sure, I'll help you move next month. Next month arrives. You're sick, exhausted, and your back hurts just from existing. They hit you with, but you said you would. I already told everyone you're coming. I booked it because you promised. Now it's not just a favor, it's a moral test. This tactic uses your sense of responsibility against you. Once you've committed, they treat it like a legally binding contract written in your own blood. To be clear, keeping your word is good. But life changes. Emergencies happen. People have limits. When someone refuses to accept any change and uses your promise like a weapon, that's manipulation. How to handle it? I know I said yes earlier, but my situation changed. I can't do it now. No over-explaining. If they act like you've just ended the friendship, that tells you a lot. 6. The ice wall. Silent treatment. Let's talk about the human brain's worst enemy, awkward silence. You text someone a long message. They leave you on read. Hours, days, nothing. Or you live with someone who suddenly goes quiet. No eye contact, no replies, just emotional airplane mode. You start replaying every word you said. Did I offend them? Are they mad? What did I do? That anxiety is the whole point. Silence can be healthy when someone needs space, but the silent treatment is different. It's used as punishment. They know you hate the tension, so they wait until you cave. You apologize first. You fix everything, even when you weren't the one who did anything wrong. How to respond? If you know they're using silence as control, you can say, "If you're upset, I'm open to talking when you're ready, but ignoring me isn't okay." Then, go live your life. You don't have to chase someone who holds communication hostage. 7. Regressing into baby mode. Regression, or acting like a child. You're trying to speak like adults. Suddenly, the other person transforms into a full-grown toddler. They pout. They whine. Maybe they start crying the second you say no. You feel like a villain because they look so hurt. So, you give in. Anything to stop the drama. This is regression as a tactic. They drop their maturity level because they know you'll rise into the parent role and fix it. It might look like meltdowns when they don't get their way. Fine, I guess I'm just the worst then. Refusing to talk about solutions, only emotions. Again, emotions are normal, but when every conflict turns into a performance and the show only stops when you surrender, that's not healthy. How to deal with it? Stay calm. Don't mirror the drama. I get that you're upset. I'm still not changing my answer. We can talk when we're both calmer. You're not a parent in a grocery store. You don't have to buy the candy to stop the screaming. 8. The logical trap. Reason used as manipulation. Sometimes manipulation doesn't look emotional at all. It looks smart. Maybe someone says, "If you help me with this sketchy thing, you'll finally have money to pay your bills." Technically, that sentence might be true. That's what makes it so sneaky. They use logic like a lawyer. It's just one time. Nobody will get hurt. It's the only way you'll get ahead. They act like your concerns are irrational because they have reasons. Reason itself isn't bad. We need logic. But logic without ethics is just clever selfishness. When someone uses a long list of facts to get you to ignore your own values, that's a problem. Ask yourself, does this line up with who I want to be? Would I be proud of this if other people knew? If the answer is no, it doesn't matter how reasonable the speech sounds. 9. Fear mode. Do this or else. Coercion and hardball. So far we've talked about subtle stuff. Let's move into the heavy zone. Coercion is when someone leans on fear instead of charm. They might say things like, "If you leave me, I'll ruin your reputation. If you don't help, I'll make your life hell." Now you're not making a choice. You're trying to avoid disaster. Hardball takes it even further. It's not just threatening harm. It's actually crossing the line, breaking your stuff, hurting you or your pets, stalking, blackmail, or real violence. At that point, we're not just in manipulation territory. We're in safety territory. If someone in your life uses fear, threats, or violence to control you, this isn't a mindset issue. You deserve help and protection. Friends, family, law enforcement, a therapist, a hotline, whatever support is safest where you live. The main point, fear isn't love. Fear isn't respect. Fear is control wearing a mask. 10. Money on the table. Monetary reward. Imagine someone asks, "Would you lie for me in this meeting?" Easy answer, no. Now imagine they add, "I'll pay you $10,000. Suddenly your brain opens a PowerPoint presentation titled, "Why This Might Not Be So Bad Actually." Money is powerful. Manipulators know that when people are stressed about bills or survival, they'll consider things they'd never do otherwise. This shows up as, "I'll pay you extra if you bend the rules. Help me with this shady thing, and I'll cut you in." Everyone does it. You're just getting rewarded for being smart. The trap is, once you accept money for something that doesn't sit right with your values, the next step is easier to cross. And the next. And the next. Ask yourself, If there was no money involved, would I still want to do this? If the honest answer is no, the cash is just a shiny leash. 11. Strings you can't see. The white knight and guilt combo. Sometimes all these tactics blend. 1 minute, someone is your hero. They show up, help you, listen to you. Next minute, that help has strings. After everything I've done for you, you can't do this one thing? Wow. I guess I care more than you do. They created a sense of debt. Now every kind action becomes a receipt. This is where guilt tripping shows up again and again. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's a sigh, a sad look, or a quiet, "No, it's fine. I just thought you were different." Suddenly you're paying them back with your time, energy, and boundaries. A good test. If someone helps you, and later you feel like you owe them your peace, your body, or your values, that's not kindness. That's strategy. So, what do you do with all of this? Let's be real. We've all used some of these tactics before. Who hasn't tried, "Come on, it'll be fun," or gone quiet when we're mad, or compared someone to other people in a fight? The goal isn't to panic and label every human toxic. The goal is awareness. 3 big takeaways. 1. Notice the feeling, not just the words. Your body usually knows first. Your stomach drops. Your chest feels tight. You feel weirdly guilty, even when you didn't do anything wrong. That's your internal alarm system. Listen to it. 2. You're allowed to be the bad guy in someone else's story. Sometimes your no will make you look selfish in their version of events. That's okay. You're not a character in their movie. You're the main character in your own life. 3. Clear, boring sentences are your superpower. You don't need a big speech. Simple lines work best. "No, I'm not comfortable with that. I know I agreed before. I'm changing my mind. If you're upset, we can talk. Ignoring me isn't okay." Short, calm, consistent. Manipulation feeds on confusion. Clarity starves it. At the end of the day, a strong brain isn't just about intelligence. It's about knowing when someone is trying to pull the strings and gently taking the scissors out. You deserve relationships where yes actually means you want to, not "I'm scared, I feel guilty," or "they were just really charming." So next time you feel that weird pressure in your chest when someone asks you for something, pause for a second and ask, "Is this really my choice? Or did someone just find a new way to push me?" And if you realize it's the second one, you already know what to say. 2 little letters, very powerful word. No.